A small, dilapidated house stands in a quiet alleyway. Sunlight barely touches the dusty ground in front. A young boy, about 10, with worn clothes and a determined look, holds the hand of his younger sister, perhaps 6, who has tear-filled eyes. The atmosphere is heavy with sadness. Inside the humble home, 2 simple wooden coffins lay side by side. The boy and his sister stand between them, clutching each other, their faces etched with grief. A single oil lamp flickers, casting long shadows. The boy stands outside a school building, his backpack slung over his shoulder. He looks longingly at the children playing in the schoolyard, a mix of sadness and resolve on his face. His sister stands beside him, equally wistful. The boy pushes a rickety wooden fruit cart down a bustling sidewalk. Colorful fruits, oranges, apples, bananas, are piled high. His sister walks faithfully beside him, occasionally wiping sweat from his brow. People stop at the fruit cart, examining the fresh produce. A kind-looking woman smiles at the boy as she selects a bunch of bananas. Coins are exchanged, and the boy offers a polite thank you. The sun begins to set, casting a warm glow over the street. The fruit cart is noticeably lighter. The boy counts his earnings, a small but hopeful smile on his face, while his sister looks on with anticipation. Inside their small home, the boy carefully places coins into a small piggy bank. His sister watches with excitement, imagining her first day at school. The boy stands at the school principal's office, looking slightly nervous but determined. He holds a small bag of coins, ready to pay his sister's tuition. The principal listens with a kind and understanding expression. The sister sits in a bright classroom, surrounded by other children. She looks happy and engaged as the teacher points to a blackboard filled with letters and numbers. Scene 10. During a break, the boy stands outside the classroom, watching his sister play with her new friends. He smiles with pride and contentment, feeling the weight of his sacrifice was worth it. Years pass. The boy, now a teenager, still pushes his fruit cart, but he looks more mature, and his cart is newer and sturdier. His sister, now a bright-eyed young girl in school uniform, often helps him after her classes. The boy sits in an empty classroom after school hours, studying from borrowed books under the dim light. His sister sits beside him, quietly doing her own homework, both determined to learn. A kind teacher occasionally checks on them. The sister stands proudly on a stage at her school graduation ceremony, receiving a certificate. The boy watches from the audience, tears of joy in his eyes, clapping enthusiastically. A teacher gives him a warm smile. The boy, now a young adult in a simple but clean shirt, shakes hands with a university dean. His sister stands beside him, beaming with pride. He has worked hard and saved enough to enroll in a business program. Years later, the boy, now a successful businessman in a well-tailored suit, stands in front of a modern, towering building with his company logo. He looks back at his humble beginnings with gratitude. His sister, now a confident professional, stands proudly by his side. Inside a spacious and bright office, the businessman sits at a large desk, reviewing plans for a new affordable housing project. His sister, perhaps an architect or manager in his company, discusses the details with him. The businessman and his sister visit their old school, which now looks slightly renovated. They are greeted warmly by their former teachers, who are now older, but still remember them fondly. There are smiles and heartfelt conversations. A grand opening ceremony takes place for the new affordable housing complex. The businessman speaks to a crowd of happy families, sharing his story and his commitment to helping others. His sister stands proudly beside him, The businessman and his sister revisit their old, dilapidated home. Instead of sadness, they feel a sense of gratitude for the hardships that shaped them. They hold hands, looking towards a brighter future. In a warm and inviting modern home, filled with laughter, the businessman and his sister share a meal. They raise their glasses in a toast to their parents' memory, to their struggles, and to the happy life they have built together, now dedicated to helping others.